I'm not sure how many non-Packers fans realize this, but the Green Bay Packers are positioned so beautifully going into this draft, given what they have on the roster and the resources they have available. They have 11 picks in this draft. That's tied for the most of any team. They have 5 picks in the first 3 rounds. Solak, there are 3 teams with 5 or more picks in the first 3 rounds. The Commanders, stunk last year. Quarterback question. Coach question, maybe. Cardinals, not good last year. And the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers, a team that was in the divisional round of the playoffs, a team that extra point taken said, this team, even though they have plus odds, they're making the playoffs. So, I love the quarterback. I think Matt LaFleur is underrated. I make that point over and over again. And then you look at the roster, like O-line, all right, yeah, could use a little bit of work there at right guard. Wide receiver, I'm usually the guy saying, no, you got to get one of the guys. But I look at that roster and I say, let's let the young guys play. Let's let the young guys grow. Jaden Reed, Romeo Dobbs, Dotavian Wicks. Let's see what they got here. You see what you get from Christian Watson. You see what you get from the tight ends you drafted last year. There's a lot to work with. I don't think that's going to be their major problem. Now, maybe week 4 of next season rolls around and I say, no, they need to get a guy. That's possible. But I'm fine with the approach to stay patient with the young guys there. So you look at all this, you look at the way they've been able to find offensive linemen late in the draft over and over and over again. Just offensive line has not been a problem for them. And it's not like they've had to, sink all these crazy resources into it. So they're good there. Defense is where you obviously need to continue to add. The cupboard is not bare, but maybe the coordinator change makes a huge difference. But the point is, Solak, they could really be, every GM talks about best player available, some GMs are actually positioned to do that in this draft. And I think Brian Gutekunst is one of those guys. He can take the best player available. He can build depth. He can take a bunch of dart throws. They've got volume. He can maneuver up. He can maneuver down. He can trade for picks for next season. This is a great opportunity for the general manager of the Green Bay Packers to really continue to build this roster into a team that has a Super Bowl window for the next 3 to 5 years and just hit on some of these picks and get those young core players and really feel good about where you are in the NFC. And the reason I brought up Gutekunst, this was a guy, Aaron Rodgers was calling him the Jerry Krause of the NFL a few years ago. Remember that? And now I'm trying to think, if you're if I gave you your pick, you are, let's say, a GM or an owner, pick of any situation in the NFC. Let's just say NFC. We know AFC has a bunch of powerhouses. NFC, who is best positioned right now when you look at everything? Roster, coach, quarterback, to resources, to really build a thing where they can compete for Super Bowls or be a really good team and have sustained success for the next 3 to 5 years. I think as you think about it, I think you can make a case for the 49ers just because
that's the team that I can't get past. I can get past the Eagles.
Okay.
Because I think the Eagles are built great and everything like that. Jalen Hurts, excellent quarterback. I'm not sure that he's that perennial top 10 guy who's always taking you that way. And then there's a lot of a head coach instability that goes on there, right? It's a chance I take that job and next year I'm hiring all new guys. Dallas, great players, but obviously we've talked about the contract situations there. San Francisco, dude, I get to be the GM for
Detroit.
Kyle.
You didn't mention Detroit.
Detroit, Goff. I like everything else. I have to figure out quarterback. I have to figure out the future of quarterback. I don't want to have to do that. I want it to be done. At San Francisco, I don't need to figure out anything. You say, Ben, Brock Purdy, is he the future? Doesn't matter. Kyle's there. I can give Kyle a sack of potatoes at quarterback. We're winning 12 games. Don't worry about it. San Francisco is the one that's hard for me to say no to, just because I know I'm employing Kyle Shanahan, and that gives me such a competitive edge. That's hard to say no to over Green Bay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's true. But as we just talked out, you can make the case for the Packers, certainly in the top 3, 2, whatever. So they are very, very well positioned. And this isn't a big draft for Brian Gutekunst because if he blows it, he's going to get fired. No, but it's a big draft for him because if he nails it, or even if he just is a little bit above average, this team is going to be very, very well positioned in the NFC for this next stretch, and that sustained success. That's what every franchise is chasing. Yes, you're chasing a Super Bowl, but you're also chasing the possibility of being in the mix for a Super Bowl year in and year out. So there you go. Brian Gutekunst's chance to build Powerhouse too strong? Powerhouse probably feels too strong, but I'm wearing the team content shirt. Sometimes you got to just throw it out there and see what happens.
The Packers have a chance to build that which the Packers have just always had, right? There's gonna have just the chance to just be like continued excellence with one quarterback forever and ever. Amen.
Yeah, no, that's certainly well said.